Need a little lube, but she running now, boy. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the Weapon Collective. Today we're taking a look at a gun that I've already done a video on, but it has gone through some subsequent updates. So what are we talking about? The Kovert X Miller. This is a gun exclusively available from Covert Projects. It's a 5-inch comped and ported gun. You can get it from Miller Precision as a comped pistol. This is the Covert edition, so it has a few more bells and whistles, but the updates apply to the entire platform. So let's talk about those updates as we're shooting this gun. Let's go see how they did, how it changed, what's different, and how she runs. Oh, the SRO, dude, I need one. That one doesn't make noise. Okay, that is the Kovert X Miller, and I told you they did some updates. So what did they do? Well, let's just take it a bite at a time. Starting with the front of the gun, the comp. Originally, this was a thread-on comp, which meant it wasn't legal in all 50 states. Now it's like a tri-lug, works a lot better. They changed also this island front sight. It used to be more of an oval, and it went to this more rectangular front sight, which I think gives it better lockup, as well as the actual front sight itself being mounted directly to the comp. The problem was they were running into just a heat issue. The heat would melt the Loctite, the screw would come out, and you'd lose your front sight. That happened to me on the original version of this pistol. So now they cut a dovetail into that island front sight. It's not going anywhere. All right, just on him. That's like musical, man.
That's pretty.
Yeah, church bells. Seriously has some musicality to it.
Hey, Jeff, I didn't know you had that in you.
I didn't either. It's empty. All right, right, we are at the 7. We're gonna run some bill drills. I know I did this in the original video with the original Miller, but I have no recollection of how that went. But let's see how it goes today. And we'll talk about one more update, which is, this is an aesthetic update, but I think it's worth noting. So they did change the slide appearance. It used to have these same serrations on the back here, and they went to these little pocket cuts with some like little lines running through it, textured lines. I think it looks good, feels good. And then they also changed where the slide meets the compensator. There was a chamfer right here, and they did that for no other reason than people saw pictures of it, and the chamfer played with light a little bit, and it made it look like a gap. Now it is extremely tight and looks fantastic. Let's see how it performs. 205, so a little slow. Oh, couple out, 191. There we go, 189. That may be a line break. 187. Oh, I dropped one, 184. Oh, that last one. Damn it. And then another update they did was to the trigger, the break weight of the trigger. Originally, these guns were set up more as like a duty pole, 3.5, maybe even closer to 4 pounds, which was a little heavy in my opinion. Now they're all set up to 2.5 pounds, which I much prefer. One high. Damn, that was a 170. Gun runs really good. I just got to get it a little more timed. I'm getting like 5, and then one's bouncing up or left or something. So let's shoot it some more, and then we'll come back and revisit this, and then we'll run a black belt standard with it too. All right, out of the 100 with the Covert X Miller. I don't have my SRO, which I wish I did. $16? Okay, so those misses were me. And I've talked about the updates, but why the updates? So on the first gun, something I noticed in shooting the gun more and more was I was starting to have a deviation in accuracy. Particularly noticeable when I got out to 100 yards, of course. So talking with Houston, he started to dig into the gun, and I can't get into the technical aspect of it nearly as much, but it had to do with the way that the comp, the front sight, even just the slightest little like chamfered angle inside the compensator, all of that stuff was adding up. So what I really appreciate and what I really like about companies like Miller, they took my feedback, they looked at the gun, and they obviously made some improvements, because all 4 of those misses were me. The gun is absolutely dialed. The improvements, the updates absolutely worked. And I think that is such a cool thing for him to have done, to take what I said about what I was experiencing with the gun, dig into it and make the necessary changes, and make a fantastic pistol. At the end of the day, that's what we want. What's better than a Covert X Miller? 2 Covert X Miller. Some bitch runs now, man. That trigger is way better. Oh, my arm. All right, now that I've warmed up a little bit, we're gonna see if I can perform better on the bills. So let's see how it goes. 203, that was slow. One right, 188. 181. And 199. So grouping better for sure. I mean, the gun just seems, I mean, it's a hybrid, right? So comp ported, thing just sits. My trigger finger is not going super quick, but the gun is fast. I'm gonna say these updates are big improvement. I'm really, the trigger particularly, loving it. Okay, so gonna finish it off with the black belt standard. I've been doing this a ton. I love this thing. So it's a good test for the gun as well. So starting at the 3 with the 3 and 2, 3 to the body, 2 to the head, 2 seconds. See how she goes. All right, 167, that's faster than normal.
Nice and steady too.
Yeah, it was just fluid. Okay, at the 7, 1 shot to the body, 1 second. Ooh, right in it, 7.5, bill drill. Oh, damn it, is that a line break? 179, no line break. I yanked one. Let's go to 25, see how it does. At the 25, got a 1.5 seconds, put a shot in the A zone. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. So, okay, let's run it one more time. All right, failed the first attempt at the black belt, so let's run it one more time. See if we can improve on that. I blew it at the bill drill, so let's start here, 3 and 2.
Oh.
What happened? All right, something happened, I don't know. I got a dead trigger there, so just gonna run it again. That doesn't really count, but there's 3 in the body, 1 in the head. I don't have my marker. So I don't know what that was. That was interesting. So let's see, could have been ammo. All right, that was good at a 190. So a little slower, but we got it done. Okay, 1 to the body. All right, 9.5, so squoze it in. Bill drill. 186, we got it. Let's go to 25. Now we just gotta nail this one and we pass. Okay, cleaned up the other ones at least. High, it's gonna be high. Damn it, that was bad. Yeah, high right. So didn't pass this. That's the issue with always just using a different pistol. Just gotta get used to them more, but that was a terrible 25-yard shot. So these were all good, and then I pulled him. So, can't win them all. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, that is the fully updated Covert X Miller, and I gotta say the updates made a difference. I noticed this gun performing even better than it did on the initial review of this pistol. They're subtle changes, but they made an impact, particularly out at 100. I could tell that this thing is even more accurate than it ever was prior to the updates. I think they really dug into this gun and made some improvements, and mainly with the compensator, the way it's mounted to the barrel, and the trigger. I noticed this gun being far faster, just such a better trigger than it was out of the box initially. Now, I should probably make a note that I had one of the very first guns out of the factory for that review. So I think it's been a progressive improvement over the gun, and then these recent updates are a more deliberate attempt to make the gun even better than it was. And like I said, mission accomplished. This thing ran really, really well today. And the price point on this gun is something that I think is one of the most standout features of the pistol, because you're getting a hybrid barrel. So you're getting a comped gun and a ported gun. Exclusively from Covert is that edition available. Otherwise, it's just a comped gun. But for a hybrid gun being priced in the mid $4s, I don't know the exact MSRP on this thing, but let's call it $4,500. You are getting so much gun, because there's just not another hybrid pistol out there in that price range. End of story. And trigger's fantastic. Grip, everything on this gun is made in-house at Miller Precision, with the exception of the springs and the screws. They make everything else on the gun, which I think is cool. It's full ambi, and there's just, for the price, there's nothing else that competes with it. So getting it out and running it today, it performed so well. I should have passed that black belt standard. I just missed that 25-yard shot. It is a really fun gun. And then one thing I didn't mention about the update was the springs that they're using. They've gone to a variable pitch, variable diameter spring. So the diameter changes and the weight of the spring changes. So I will say I notice it here, especially hammered down, like getting that hammer to fall. Initially super easy, and then it gets more tight, but I don't notice it when I'm shooting, not at least cognizantly. Maybe part of the performance I'm noticing has to do with the springs, but I don't know that it's the spring. But I think it's a very cool idea. Both the main spring and the recoil spring are both variable pitch, variable diameter, and it sounds like a brilliant idea. I just can't say that I notice it when I'm shooting the gun, but I'm sure it plays a role. So I think Miller's doing some very cool stuff. You should definitely check this gun out. Like I said, particularly for the price point. You'll see this in future videos. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I'm Jeff for the Weapon Collective, and I'll catch you next time.